Hello everyone and welcome to English with Pranav. Today I am going to teach you a very important topic, that is the sermon at Benares. This is a very important topic of class 10th which will come in your 10th board examination. My dear students, the sermon at Benares is a very fine story which touches about the concept of life and death. And here we will come to know about the sermon which was given at Benares by Gautam Buddha. Now I think Gautam Buddha, the name itself is enough to tell you all that he was the founder of Buddhism. The sermon here, it is the preach. Now preach, you can also call it to be a speech which was given at Benares, and I think Benares is a very important place of Uttar Pradesh where you will get to see Cbse temple, Ganga Ghat and many more important places and historical places. Let's try to understand the line by line explanation of this topic. Gautam Buddha, who was born on 563 BC and he died on 483 BC, began his life as a prince named Siddharth Gautam. Means when he was a child, his name was Siddharth Gautam. And now how he became Gautam Buddha, there is a story behind it. Let's see how he became Gautam Buddha. In northern India, at 12, when he was 12 years old, he was sent away for schooling in the Hindu sacred scriptures, and 4 years later he returned home to marry a princess. Means when he was 12 years old, he went for schooling, and after 4 years he returned. Means when he was exactly 16 years old, he got married with a princess. They had a son and lived for 10 years as befitted royalty. Befitted royalty means in big royalty, you can say, means never in his life he found any kind of sorrow. At about the age of 25, the prince heretofore shielded from the sufferings of the world while out for hunting chanced upon a sick man, then an aged man, then a funeral procession, and finally a monk begging for some alms. My dear students, please underline this line, very important. How many sufferings did Gautam Buddha see? 4 sufferings of the world. Number 1 was an aged man. Number 2 was a funeral procession. Number 3 was a monk begging for some alms. And number 4, you can say a sick man. Beta, Gautam Buddha was a prince and he never saw sufferings of the world. कभी भी दुनिया के कष्ट को वो देखे ही नहीं थे. But after 16 years, he suddenly saw the real sufferings of the world. Number 1 was a sick man. Number 2 was an aged man. Number 3 was a funeral procession. Funeral procession, everyone knows, when someone dies, they just start a procession like Sri Ram Naam Satya Hai, like that, sorry. And finally a monk begging for some alms. Alms means in Hindi it is bhik. He finally saw some beggars. Actually, for the first time he was shielded from the sufferings of the world. Means never in his life Gautam Buddha saw the sufferings of the world. And suddenly when Gautam Buddha saw the sufferings of the world, he became absolutely shocked. And how many sufferings, my dear child? A sick man, 4 suffering, a sick man, an aged man, a funeral procession, and finally a monk begging for some alms. Understood? This sight so moved him that he at once went out into the world to seek enlightenment. Means after looking at the sufferings of the world, he went out to seek enlightenment. Concerning the sorrows he had witnessed, actually he wanted to know the real concept of life, that till I was 16 years old, I never saw any sufferings in the world. But today I saw so many sufferings. Means, what is the concept of life? Is in life only sorrows are there? Is in life only joy, or you can say joyfulness is there? He wanted to understand the real concept. He wanted to seek enlightenment, get the knowledge, a spiritual knowledge, you can say, concerning the sorrows that he had witnessed. He wandered for 7 years and finally sat down under a people tree. And that people tree, my dear students, is in both Gaya. And both Gaya is in Gaya. It's a very fine district of Bihar, and proudly saying that I am also from Bihar, that place where Gautam Buddha has got the knowledge. Actually, he was born in Nepal, Lumbini, as far as my knowledge is concerned. But he got enlightened in Bodh Gaya, just sitting under a peepal tree while meditating. Self knowledge, no any teacher, taught him. He got the self knowledge, where he vowed to stay until enlightenment came. And enlightened after 7 days, he renamed the tree as Bodhi tree, the tree of wisdom. Actually, under the tree where he got the knowledge, self enlightenment, he named that tree as Bodhi tree and began to teach and to share his new understandings. At that point, he became known as the Buddha, the awakened or enlightened. Understood, my dear students? समझ आ रहा है यहाँ तक? Now the Buddha preached his first sermon at the city of Benares. Gautam Buddha preached his first sermon at the city of Benares. Any problem? समझ आ रहा है यहाँ तक? And most holy of dipping places on the river Ganges. The sermon has been preserved and is given here. It reflects the Buddha's wisdom about one inscrutable. My dear students, inscrutable means something which cannot be understood. Our life is full of sufferings, but we are not able to understand the reason, you can say, or how many sufferings are gonna come. Understood? And from here there is a story which is very much important. I think that sermon had also this kind of story which we all must learn. Okay, but we will all must learn this in the next video. I think this video will become so long, so I want to avoid making long videos. So from here I'll teach you in the next class. Just stay tuned, and if you are new to my channel, please subscribe it. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much.